Hey, what is up lads? Casting Crowd here, back playing Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Ends the last episode, we completed the investigation of a mysterious body that we found that could have been Kyoko or that of Makura Ikusaba, who is the 16th student, or probably even the mastermind. Or the mastermind could be someone itself and could be the dead person over there. But anyways, starting this gameplay, we're going to be going through the trial of that person. So, let's get right into this, yeah? Alright. Damn. This is fuck, man. I don't know how to feel. There's not that much people here anyways. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto shut up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? But Haru's high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey!
Yo, or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking, embrace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second, huh? He could show up at any time. When I imagined when that was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But what happened? We stood there for 5 full minutes, waiting for something weird to happen. And the 5 became 10 minutes.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... or what?
What?
Jesus. Yo, these people have been waiting for you, Monokuma.
Come on.
Did I scare you? I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You got all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words...
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree that it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. Wait, is that right?
It's Kyoko!
I am familiar moved and broken. Kyoko's here! Holy shit! She's back! She's alive! No, that's a ghost! Okay, yeah. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But it's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late.
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish. So spoiled. You're right. There's no apology officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butt onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko, you didn't die and shit. So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. You've been waiting. Shit. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we gotta deal with the ghost. Told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it at the class during the trial. Without ever looking back directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. What? Wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But...
I'll be happy when this class trial's over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. True, we need to see what's happening with her. Shit. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Come on. Where have you been this whole time? Tell us, Kyoko. Did you use that key of yours to go somewhere?
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms? What? That was open? The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. And when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I had finished my search and came back down, just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you're late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in this school. What? Oh, that's a truth bullet?
Just a second!
What? Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before you get in trouble with Monokuma. Oh, that's true. We
Makoto.
gotta get the fuck out of there. We can go all over the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? I know. I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Got that right, Matt. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment for me so far. Wait, for you? Why? It's a strange way to put it. Class trials are important for everyone, right? So, why would you say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Well, if she did find something, something important, that's why she's saying it's important. That's just me assuming. That's it. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. Of course. And the door slid shut. Damn. This time, the clucking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. Ooh, white screen? It was a blinding light of despair. What did it look like? Oh,
I can't wait!
what the fuck is that color palette, man? Fuck off. I've been waiting for this. It feels like I've been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's go on with the show. I want to go with this too. And so, the curtain opened for the 5th time. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. I won't save it right now. I think I got skills. I just don't want to save in case something happens to my save file. I think that's all the skills I have, right? Yeah. Alright. Well, I'll just finish preparations and go get me some water.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened and the one with this.
Monokuma, thank you for telling me that.
I'll leave the rest up to you.
Alright, you always leave it to us
Let's
anyways.
discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's not Kyoko, I could say.
Kyoko! There's no other explanation.
Bullshit.
But
Come on.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
It's a spooky goose. She's not even willing to
She
do
has
it.
legs and stuff.
Well, that's
She has
just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
Yeah, sure.
There's a limit to
Whatever.
how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
There's a
Okay.
limit to everyone.
So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's
Well,
compare
okay.
Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Okay, so
traits?
doing that. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. She has gloves. Her face, there's nothing really recognizable about her face. I don't think she really has a glare. Her gloves. Her gloves is the main thing, though.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Okay.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Yes.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it,
The corpse didn't have
the
gloves,
corpse
you know?
wasn't wearing any gloves,
I
right?
feel like we're wasting
Probably
time.
just got burnt up in the explosion.
No, that's
I'm not
it.
convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Oh, god damn it, Hero. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to. So this is our first argument. What the fuck? This is our actual first argument. Tattoo, body analysis, and what's that?
That
Fake nails?
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Oh, the fake nails can't fit in the ghost.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead
Okay.
body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got
Exactly.
burnt up in the explosion.
Okay.
She was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is
I think that was the
absolutely
one.
Kyoko.
She definitely
This
has
entire
power.
discussion is idiotic.
I highly doubt fake nails can even fit in those gloves, man. I know the body isn't Kyoko's, and I know how to prove it.
That
Whatever.
Kyoko there is
I'll
just
put
a
on my
ghost.
Okay,
Hold on.
prove the dead body
Fake
they
nails
got
is
burnt up.
enough.
Then she was wearing.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Alright. I don't know why we're touching our two. There you go.
No, it's wrong.
Playing too much Battle Royale, man. Fortnite Battle Royale, that's a good idea.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves.
True.
Whoever it
Tell me.
was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Fake
I
nails.
imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be
Sure.
pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Exactly.
Jeez,
Let's reach
man,
the point. I
you
need to
don't
cut
know
my
women, huh?
fingernails.
They're complicated like that.
Ah, okay.
Anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Oh,
Well, Kyoko,
Cool.
any thoughts?
get cut, Hero.
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore
Okay.
fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Okay,
Then that's
Kyoko.
that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Convinced yet, Hero?
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then,
Oh, man.
who's the real victim?
Even Byakuya was
First, we
desperate.
need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Shit. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Oh, it could be. Actually, no. Mikuri Kusawa is. I think it's a Mikuri.
If
Look at me
Kyoko
over
really
there,
is still alive, then who died?
Like a tattoo on the hand. He's
There's
part
gotta
of
be some way to
here,
figure
right?
it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
But she was part
Oh,
of
if we
though.
can't identify the body,
There's a tattoo on her hand.
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Yeah, but there's. I think all family members have a tattoo once they're let in, right? I think that's the thing. The one thing that can tell us that
Kyoko
is
really
this
is
thing.
still alive.
then who
I don't see
does?
that.
Gotta be. I don't think so. And there wasn't any description.
Oh, if we can't identify
Nope.
the body...
There you go. Yes! I was about to shout and kill myself that white noise was gonna come in.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
See, amigo. Tell me.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
You're a little hoe, Toko. Something
Cruel
like
and
that.
unusual death. This I gotta see.
What's wrong
She's
with
just
you?
being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
The tattoo.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
That's being
Seriously?
blunt.
They really did something that humiliating?
No,
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Makuro. I'm sorry, it sounded like a glute retard today. Represent this. I think it's this
I
one.
got it!
Yeah!
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps.
Fenrir.
That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir. The image that represents Fenrir is... Do we have to go... Do we really have to go do this? Hummingbirds. You complete waste of time. Alright, F. Jeff, I would like an F.
Now I
Give me
understand.
It's like Wheel of Fortune on this bitch.
The representation of Fenrir is
kind of like
a
Wheel of
wolf.
Fortune.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf.
Okay, Toko.
He's the
thanks
child of the
pussy for
trickster
rest of
god
us,
Loki,
okay?
and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
There you go.
Tattoo. And that means
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's Nina.
The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf.
Yeah.
Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
At least.
So
Yeah.
it must have been Mukuro.
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Oh, you're surprised. Oh,
You
safe,
sound
so.
surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed.
telling
The
you.
trial this
Jesus.
time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, thanks, Monica.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a
No, I don't
last
think it's a
trial?
mastermind, though.
No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I
Anyways,
mean,
how would she
being the
kill
ultimate
Monokuma if she
despair
was dead?
seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
Exactly.
After all,
Wait,
looking
I
at
sent
her
him the
correctly,
message.
that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
Ooh.
So
Oh,
that
come on,
means
Kyoko.
Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
Which would mean she was
Oh,
the
shit.
same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
She's not dead, all I can
Must
say.
have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
Maybe.
No,
Actually,
the headmaster
could
has nothing to do with it.
be. Okay, Kyoko.
But how
You have
can
too
we
much
trust
evidence.
that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
And that too.
My information was
Thinking
not
about
wrong.
it.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Okay, Monokuma.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine.
Okay.
Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No
What's
matter what
poppin'?
happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Oh,
I have
her
officially
talent.
decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then,
Okay.
just so nobody's confused,
Alright,
let
let's
me
search
state
up
this
that.
one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because
Oh,
a
shit,
murder among the
Monokuma, you don't
students
have
has
to do
taken
this,
place.
man.
Hammer that point straight
that's
into your
gonna
fiddle
noise.
brains.
What you're saying is that both the
Okay.
victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Why not?
One of us killed Mukuro?
Well,
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
say
Nope.
that.
There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Yeah.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Already,
Did
I
it?
guess.
Who's the killer this time?
Who knows, man?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
They can only point to one person. Or two people. Makoto and Kyoko.
I got it!
You don't I just...
You've narrowed
Makoto
it
still
down
doesn't have an
to
alibi. Or
Kyoko
alibi.
and me,
Neither does
right?
Kyoko.
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there.
Yay! Good
So,
observation.
the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
Okay.
However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
Yeah.
The gym?
That's right.
You look surprised,
The four of
Kyoko.
us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
Such cute.
All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only
Which
ones
leaves
without
Makoto-
alibis.
Kyoko.
Are me
No, without
and
an alibi.
Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it! I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you
Okay.
thinking of raising an objection?
Well,
Why not?
before that,
You
I just
fuckers.
want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that
Okay.
might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Oh,
He
okay,
and
yeah.
Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at, well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Okay, yeah.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say
After
the
10
time
p.m.
frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but
Guess
what
so.
time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right?
Wait, wasn't it around 9
She went to
a.m.
go get
with
the
Toko?
pickaxe.
Around that time? Yeah. Wait, around 10. Around
I
10.
got it!
9 o'clock. Shit.
The body
Look
must
at my
have been
numbers.
discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Yeah. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Yeah, we have left the gym. It's just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot right now. Okay, get the pickaxe. Okay.
He's
that
right.
really-
It had to be around
A
then.
little divergent.
So we can be
path.
totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
Alright, we
For
narrowed
me,
that down.
I was
okay.
already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
I think we met up with Tina at
We
6
ran
or
into each
something.
other in the dining hall, right?
Yeah, that was 7.
That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Okay.
Which means
Thanks,
from
man.
10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Yeah, we're just a fucking void. The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Hey, looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, I just have to prove that the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Okay, let's... Shit! Oh, fuck. There's a lot of paintings, actually, now I look at it.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Oh, okay,
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Too low class, who said that
Yep.
shit?
And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
7:30?
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I
The
should
floor
think.
volume now for sprinklers?
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now
I think
would
it's the
be the
sprinklers.
time.
Alright, but I didn't pay attention though. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning, true. Thinking back, the corpse is almost totally dry. In which case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. Okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took
Alright.
place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
I don't think
and
it's
9
the
o'clock
obvious.
in the morning. Yep.
I think
Makoto
that's
doesn't
the
have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Oh, let's try this. Of course, didn't happen. Come on, Makoto, don't stare at me like that. Make me think something weird's going on.
Shoot! Shit!
We've established a time. It took place somewhere between
Let's try
10
this.
o'clock.
Yeah!
Fuck off. Oh.
Actually,
I got it.
the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of
Got
the
the
sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set
Marco.
to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
And you can't temper it.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
True.
Hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Yeah. What's this?
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
What? Wait, what do you mean?
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
Oh wait, no, I think that's when we poured the
Wrong?
water.
How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
Whoa!
How dare
Holy
you
shit.
spew such a decent
Toko,
word?
you're skewing the words a little too.
Saying that the
wide.
body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my
You're not even
entire
connected to a
existence?
sprinkler, you
Man,
very daft cunt.
Totally wacko.
If
Alright.
you really think it wasn't the
Okay.
sprinkler,
Okay, Toko.
you better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got that body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. But really, if we look at the body itself, that should make itself clear. What is this? Oh, we're gonna have a shootout! Moment of truth. Alright,
I admit nothing.
Okay.
I hate
Yeah.
you. No, no, no! I don't know
Wait,
anything! Hold
shit.
on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit
Damn,
nothing.
this is some good ass
I
music.
hate you! No, no, no! I
Okay.
don't know anything!
you little hoes, man. I'm
Hold
sorry,
on.
Toko, but
Are you trying
Shit.
to blame me?
no.
I admit nothing.
Sorry,
Are you trying to blame
Oh,
me?
shit.
I admit
Let me-
nothing.
shit, there you go.
I hate you. No,
Okay.
no,
Final strike.
no! How can you say it
Exploded
wasn't
by
this
nails.
shit?
Prove it?
And there you go. I thought there was gonna be more bullets than that, but guess not.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
Exactly. It wasn't
The
wet.
top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
Yeah.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Exactly,
Oh, they
Toko.
only
You
got
got
the
used
top
your
wet?
brain.
The bottom was
Come on.
completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so
Oh,
sick of
goddamn.
her.
You're not
Let's
the only
just move on. The reason only
Toko's
the
still
top
having a
half
fight,
was
just
wet
whatever.
was because
We poured water on that hole.
while the body was
oh,
still on
whatever.
fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Yeah.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
Somewhere else?
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
Means
Alright.
she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But
Does that mean
Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for
I
you.
get some kind of
In which
alibi.
case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko. Oh man. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Makoto's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
What's this shit?
If
What
you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
The mystery of the school was
Which is
taken
why-
forever.
I can't let that happen.
Wait, did she discover something?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
What
Of
is this
course
all
I'm
about?
not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
That's what everyone
This
says.
is
I'm
a
still a
trap
little
the
suspicious,
mastermind has
Kyoko.
laid for us.
Trap.
Trap?
What kind of trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop
We got
wasting time,
evidence,
stop
man.
wasting energy. You really
Come
think
on.
your little trick is gonna work?
Yeah,
Shut up,
shit
you.
does. Ooh.
You got it, boss.
Fast.
Shutting up now.
Anyway,
Alright.
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
After that good beat, I
She
mean.
did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything.
But why kill her?
So she killed her
why,
to try
though?
and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
Alright,
As
but
a
why would she
result, we
kill
were
her,
forced
though?
into
Why
another
kill the
trial.
mastermind?
Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
We don't
She
know for
had
sure,
a motive
Toto.
and no alibi. Well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not
What's
the
up?
only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Technically, yes.
The sprinklers
But-
didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you
Tables
see,
are turning.
there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain
Oh, wait, the
something
tarp,
to keep it
isn't
from
it?
getting wet.
Wait, but the tarp wasn't wet, though. There was a tarp, but it was never used. Was it used, though? Wait, there's the tarp. Oh, one side is dirty. Aw, shit. Oh, it looks like it's fucking
I
one
got
side.
it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right.
Exactly.
All you have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact,
True.
that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt
Okay.
pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water.
Okay.
The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Cleanse.
This
Alright,
proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other
Exactly.
words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
So we're being pinned down by Kyoko too. Why would she make me look like the killer? I can't think about it right now. The tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? In a certain way. Wait, no. Wait.
Wait,
I don't think
something's
it'll
not
be-
right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, it's not everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. I think he's going for the fact that there's no blood on the clean side.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side
Wait, what do we
is the
have?
sprinkler got that side wet.
Yeah,
But the underside of the tarp,
body before the
it was
explosion,
totally spotless, right?
fragments
It's
in
'cause
your
that
body.
side was
No.
protected from the
I think it's
water.
the body before the explosion.
Since it was facing down toward the body,
Don't
of course it didn't get dirty.
Alright. Ah, shit, I wasn't really paying attention. I remember the blood on the body hadn't dried yet. Miyake even warned us not to touch it, to avoid getting any blood on us. True.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from...
So
What's
the
that?
reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got
That side, but the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless.
because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing
I don't
down
think it's
toward the
down
bottom,
there.
of course it didn't get dirty.
Wait, I think this is the one.
No, it's
Exactly.
wrong.
Well, Hope, that's what you get, man. Fuck off from my house. Don't touch me.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Yeah, check it.
Because
Checking.
the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it
True.
himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
Yeah.
If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
For sure, actually.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
But both sides would be washed.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
True, exactly.
Yeah, true.
God
More
damn it,
than
Leo.
that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, They then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
But there's actually chicken nearby.
That's not what happened this time.
Oh, there's not even a bag.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The chicken. The little chicken kill. What is that shit? I think it should be right. Yeah. Chicken. I think that's. Yes!
Could it have been chicken
God, it feels
blood?
slow.
What? Chicken blood?
Oh yeah. Chicken blood. That
When I
shit,
checked
man.
the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Fried
But after
chickens.
the murder, there were only 4.
This probably
So
most likely
you're saying
supports Kyoko's
someone
idea.
killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
Probably covers his body.
That's messed up.
Killing a living
Oh.
thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Oh, okay.
I wonder
okay,
if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Okay.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
What
You
would be
said the
that?
culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Maybe they didn't use all the blood. But how would they
That's
know?
not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
So you don't have anything, Kyoko?
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
But why?
When you discovered the body, was it
This
wearing
is
the coat
making
like you
shit
normally would?
sense.
I think so.
What?
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Wait. Oh, that's true.
Then that settles it.
Ah, shit.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then,
keep track
later,
so far.
at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they
killed
pulled the
Chicken?
coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood.
But how would they
This
keep the
series of
coat?
cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual
Well, I
time
don't
the
think
murder
it'll matter
occurred.
if the coat is clean.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But
Which
to
basically...
pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Okay.
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
I don't
Hina.
think so.
After you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh,
Then he
shit.
had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must
Okay.
admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Ah, so yeah, still out of alibis. Suspicion, it's back on me. I don't understand, Kyoko. Why are you doing this to us? This guy's dead body, huh?
Well then,
truthfully.
looks like we're back to square one.
Well,
Makoto's
look at that.
alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Look what you did,
You're
Kyoko.
serious,
you did a
man?
thing.
Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin.
No, that's
50-50
retarded.
odds.
Fuck off.
See?
What?
Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know
What's this
that
about?
knife we found all black and burnt?
The
Ooh.
one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
Are you gonna pin it
According
on
to the
me now?
Monokuma file, the knife
trying
went
to damage
all the
the
way
weak.
through, from front to back.
Yeah. What about
So,
it?
what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
Oh yes, you certainly did.
That's what I thought
You
when I
know.
first saw it. I just remembered.
Let's see. Let's see what she's gonna do. And more importantly, now that we have that knife, what are we gonna do with it? Ah, from when we discovered it at the 5th floor, or when Tokus discovered it. I don't want it. Anyway, they just all gave it to Makoto and shit. Everyone agreed.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't
Staying
seem
sound now.
surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Exactly.
Then why did
Oh,
you
shit.
hide that fact?
Who knows,
It's
man?
not that I hid it. It's
Alright,
just...
I'm back. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed.
So-
the knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto.
Yeah.
I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Wow. Considering everything until now, I shouldn't be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. But what are we gonna prove it with, though? I'm still suspicious on that part. This guy's dead body. No.
The knife we
diving into
found
the body.
lodged in the dead body.
Wait.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
This guy's dead
If
body.
he did have that knife before,
That was his body? No, that's
that
from the
seals
bomb.
it.
I wouldn't say that.
Makoto did it.
So the body
Just
analysis.
because I had the knife
This guy.
once,
I think it's this guy.
that
Could be it.
automatically makes me the killer?
Well,
No.
getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
Who said stab,
Horrible
stab?
man you are, Makoto.
Okay. Toka, what a horrible woman you are. We already established that the kill was pulled on after the top was removed. Which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body, it could have
The
created a
knife
hole
we
there.
found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to
It really is,
That
isn't
one,
it?
If he did have that knife, that seals it.
Look, just because I had the knife automatic?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
There's the body.
No, that's wrong.
Exactly. I'm right. I'm always right. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or am I just right? Who knows?
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be
Exactly.
clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, don't you remember? The killer
Yeah.
covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So,
Getting out of it,
when
huh?
we discovered the body,
The one
the knife had been
discovered the war.
thrust through the coat along with the body.
Yeah?
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point,
Then what?
obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to
No,
kill
the-
her and once to cover it up.
Nah, I think the Monokuma file just specified how many times of you stabbed. Monokuma file isn't here? Due to the explosion of the victim's identity is known, however, for the glasses, the victim was stabbed a single time and was
I
not.
got it!
There you go.
The
Check that
Monokuma
out.
file clearly states that there was only one stab
Only
wound.
one. Only
Oh
one.
yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Jesus.
And
Hero.
the knife,
Was just
Nice.
another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Camouflage, huh?
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
What would be your actual death, though?
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
Yeah, I can see that, too.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Look, so we don't have any
So they
evidence.
wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
oh hey, I have a
Exactly.
question.
Okay.
Kinda goes back to the beginning, but
I don't think it's mad.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Pretty sure we
I
all
might
did.
be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Come on.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Exactly. Let's just play it. So there's one explanation I can think of for the explosion. This fragments.
I got
Tell
it!
us. It's part of the
After the
bomb.
explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near
It's
the
the
bug,
ground from
right?
Monokuma.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it.
You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
Oh, yes,
That's
we
only
did. We
natural.
certainly did.
Because, of course,
It's when you disassemble Monokuma.
we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
The bomb implemented into every Monokuma, I
Then the
believe.
explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect.
And it falls
You,
back to
Kyoko.
Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
Man, I don't think
That's
Kyoko
true.
actually killed her, but
It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine,
mean-
I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change
still
the
a
facts
little
of the case
bothered.
regardless.
a little of bother. But what happened to her? We need to determine what ultimately killed her victim. I need to concentrate. Yeah. What evidence will I use this time? Monokuma not from the side? Alright,
Then shall we continue the debate?
just all...
The
I
victim's
guess I'm gonna
fatal
have to-
injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Yeah, do this. This is
The
called...
explosion
a
didn't
memory
kill her
bullet.
for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah, she was already totally
I don't
dead
want
when
that.
that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah.
Not the explosion.
According to the Monokuma file, that's
Yeah.
gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Wait, what?
And more than that,
On the back of the head?
the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I think I have to use that. The knife was a cover-up. All those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only leaves.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
The
I don't think
explosion
that one-
didn't kill her for sure.
Ah,
Well, yeah, she was already.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right?
knife. Maybe like this.
There's only one other thing.
Damn it!
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back.
And more than
I think I
that,
can
the
do this
victim
with
had
hero
suffered
stuff.
countless
Just
wounds across
her entire body.
Alright. Go back to
Then shall
hero
we continue? The
statement.
victim's fatal...
Hopefully that's the one.
Well, yeah.
Maybe it
And
won't.
it wasn't
Who
you.
knows?
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that
Alright,
showed
get
she
that.
was hit on the back
Damn.
of her head.
Yeah, I see. So what you're saying is I have absolutely no idea.
Shoot!
Yeah, I have no idea. I got that wrong.
Then shall we...
Do we actually have to use Monokuma 5? I know I only use one memory bullet. But they had also been stuck in the head with an object about to stick at the metal pipe. I suspect it's a metal pipe. It was in the back
Continue
of
the
the
debate. The
head.
victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
I think I
you.
could actually...
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that
Yeah,
showed
he
she
was
was
taken
hit on the back of.
from
And more than that, the victim
second
had suffered
argument.
countless wounds across her...
Okay, skip that.
Then shall
I
we
just
continue? The
want-
victim's...
Fatal injury has yet to be determined.
There you go.
No, it's wrong.
Okay. That's how we're going.
Mukuro
Sweet
died
water.
because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
Yes.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The
I would say it's because
Monokuma
of
file
the
makes it
war.
clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Sure.
Yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
What was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible?
No.
If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well,
Either
maybe
side,
they held it
man.
the other way
No.
and hit her with the handle.
No, that's just
No
an
way!
effect.
The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No,
Thanks.
Kyoko.
I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop
Exactly.
out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Wow, you're so mean.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Okay.
Seriously?
This is a retarded
We want to
conversation.
figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
What would that be,
We
though?
already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
Oh, shut up,
So what
Kyoko.
was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
What would it be? Kyoko staying silent, though. So is an object as thick as a metal pipe. Wait, titanium arrows? Set of titanium arrows that was found in the locker. Well, it's titanium. It's actually pretty impressive you have those. But what if you bind them up, actually? If you bind them up, you could possibly get it. Get a pretty thick object. Not
I
blunt
got
and thick. Yeah! Oh shit, that
Mukuro was hit in
actually
the back of the
correct
head with
answer.
something.
Damn!
And that's what killed her.
Alright.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Yeah.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's no doubt about it.
Are
Okay.
you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I don't think.
I'm not
I
backtalking
don't even
anything.
think Byakuya has
I'm
gave
just
you
saying what I
Zelda
think.
that permission to even talk. I don't blame him for doubting it, because there's one more thing about the weapon. One more secret. What would that be? What is this final secret? Duct tape or block key titanium arrows?
The titanium arrow.
Yes.
It was in the dojo locker, right?
Uh-huh.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
True. Okay, I can see it.
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Oh.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Well, you just bind it all
Back to
together.
Master!
Wait,
You
some
have
white duct
no
tape.
right!
Ah, Toko, you getting triggered again. If it was just a titanium arrow, wouldn't be, you're thinking of. Which is why they just bind it up. They
The
use bloody duct
titanium
tape.
arrow.
It was in the
I'm
dojo. I have
convinced
no
now.
doubt.
that.
Are you sure?
You don't sound good.
Well,
Let's
it
continue
says the
statement.
weapon must have been about as thick. It seems like an arrow would just be
Okay, this
too
one should be it. There!
No, that's wrong.
So we're doing well so far, lads. I don't know if we're even in the halfway point.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
All of the wet arrows.
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
Yeah.
The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Oh,
One
Toby, you
stick
have a
is
different
weak,
voice.
but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Okay,
That's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway,
I don't know, man.
that explains the murder
he
weapon.
was a special man.
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
Ah, those points
it
to
was you,
Kyoko.
Kyoko.
Can only
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh,
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that
now
with
you're.
such confidence?
I'm not gonna even hold it back to her.
Because we have
Jesus.
proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
I mean, we started 2 times, for fuck's sake. Yes.
What's the matter?
What's this?
Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you
True.
cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to the death of us all. Remember?
Of everyone.
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Alright. I have evidence? Evidence like Kyoko went to the dojo. It's the damn key. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Found it at
I
Kyoko's
got it!
room. Oh, you're investigating.
The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here.
The key.
Key to the dojo locker.
That's a good ass key, though. I
And
like
how
that.
does that prove anything?
That was on the fucking table, actually.
I found it in your room.
It was...
You sound a little
That key is
forced.
just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This
It all
all
comes
proves
back
that you
to
are the true
Kyoko.
culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Damn,
Hold
that's
on a
pretty
second.
harsh.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
Because Kyoko's...
No, it's
Wife
not that I
thing.
want to defend her. It's just
What
there's
is it?
one more thing I need to ask her.
What would this be?
Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
What is it? What is this sweet little question?
Last
Oh.
night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there?
Who knows, man?
That's what I need
Maybe
to
she's
know.
being a hoe. What's this?
I was just... protecting you.
What?
Protecting? She was protecting me? Does she mean... Wait. So she scared off that masked man. She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when the murder took place? Which would only mean that Kyoko killed someone for me.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
That's
Wait.
true.
I'm
What is it?
warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were
Okay.
stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Holy shit, okay.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
What's
I
this?
should know.
What is this? Yaki should know better than anyone? What is that? What are you on about now? Wow. When the body was found? Hold on. When the body was found. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes up to the announcement. 7:30. Makoto and Aoi are at the dining hall. 7:39. Makoto meets the others in the gym. And then head to the head match meet together. At 9, Toko's commanded to go find the pet that's in the garden, but she discovers the body.
Those
Alright.
words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Well, Kyoko is
Exactly what I said.
cryptic. What?
I'm not the killer.
You are?
You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Wait, what?
Master would never hide something from me.
Hey, what's happening? I'm
There's
getting a little
proof
lost
that
now.
you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
Only
You
that you,
stated a theory earlier.
obviously.
You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then
yeah.
left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Yeah.
But could I really have done that?
Hey, Kyoko gave her room key. Oh.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I'm not the killer. You should
think I
understand
borrowed
that more
that
than
now.
anything.
Master would never.
There's
I think
That you aren't the culprit.
interesting. We were just do that? Nope, of course. What? You think there's some mistake lurking in what I said?
Shoot.
Nope, I fucked up. That's what I did. I'm still convinced that they're not.
Exactly what
Not the
I'm
murder
not the
thing is-
killer.
But that's you.
You should understand.
Master would never.
Alright,
There's
alright.
proof that you are. Is
Not
that what
that.
you're
You stated a theory. You said I hid the and then left the locker key in my own room. But
Yeah?
could I really have done that?
Unlock the locker key. Those are not the killer. what Byakuya said, and then the last thing
Those
that...
words you just...
Exactly. I'm not, but
said.
you should understand. Master would need
Hold on. I think you have to...
You stated it. You said I hid that and then
Left the locker key in my own room.
Correct?
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just said.
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand. Master would never.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Here. There you go.
No, it's wrong.
Okay, so I got that right. Took me some time though.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
True.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see.
True.
So that's what you meant.
Maybe she had it
I
earlier
had the
though.
key to your room.
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
What's this understanding? No, it's actually not true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. Try and save herself with just such a desperate lie? Wait, what would this be? She really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or something else? Was there some deeper meaning being hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? What is this? You vote for me, I die here, the mystery of the school. Oh, she said that earlier. Which is why I can't let that happen. The mystery of the school is a trap what the mastermind has laid for us. What? The mastermind's trap? The mastermind's trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? Should I... The mastermind's trap? Oh, Kyoko's or Makoto's going in a trance. The victim was Mikuro, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's a lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. Spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. You know the danger, but if that means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? Alright. Oh, I think... I wanna first pursue the lie. That's what I want to do now, but let me just save real quick. Actually, I can't save. Let's just pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
Let's do lie.
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
What would this be, though?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it.
Okay.
Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko's definitely lying. And it must be because of some other deeper truth that she wants to keep hidden. Hope versus despair. This must be one of the final arguments. Kyoko's account? Oh.
I didn't have the key to my room.
Alright.
Because I'd given it to Byakuya.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
And when we searched Kyoko's room, how else could the key have gotten there?
Someone other than me must have put it there.
If it's Kyoko's account, she has a secret tool which grants access to any room in the school. Use it on the second floor of the dorms too. So no monitors or cameras.
That's the only explanation.
Alright. Kyoko herself told me before the trial started.
I didn't have the key because I'd given it to Byakuya.
Okay,
There's no doubt.
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No,
I kind of feel bad. Kyoko's the homegirl though, man.
No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room.
She could have.
You said so yourself. Didn't you, Kyoko?
Yes. At the very start. Actually, I'm not gonna read that. She's talking about this tool.
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Exactly.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing...
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What's this?
What are you talking about?
Your World Order's playing.
Like I
Why?
said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape.
Wait, did I do something
So
wrong?
I lost. That's
Wait,
all
this-
this means.
This is... What is this?
Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay,
Oh.
time's up!
Huh?
Oh.
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished! The class trial is all over!
But that's ridiculous!
Okay.
Since when
I
is
don't
there
know
any...
where the time limit came in.
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out!
Oh,
So then,
okay.
it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Wait, we're not gonna have a
But I guess we
climax
already
thing, are we?
know who the blackened
Climax
is,
argument?
don't we?
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have that... It just went to voting. Was it really Kyoko? Wait. It's guilty. But there's evidence that... The possibility that she didn't do it. Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. You got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko. She's saying nothing.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
Give her an extra special punishment this time.
Let's
Gonna
give
do
it everything we've got! It's punishment
Wait, she didn't say anything
time!
though. She didn't say goodbye. She just kept silent. Oh, Kyoko's been found guilty? Damn it, how... My second waifu's dead now. This is a shame. Oh, look at that. Look at the high definition. Oh, she's gonna get... Oh, shit's gonna get crushed. And where in the school is this shit, man? Oh my Jesus. The fuck is this? That's all in Japanese. That's all I can see. And there's a picture of like whatever this is. Damn. This is highly elaborate, but I don't want that. I don't want to touch that. I don't think I would even want it. After school lesson. Nay, fuck off. Ooh, she's shaking. That's one hell of a death. Oh, insemination now. When did that change? Why did the board change? Oh, Japan, you're pretty weird, you know. But this is America, too. Most likely change. Ah, damn, I don't want to see her crush. The face is changing, too. Ooh. Ooh, she's dead. The crunch, man. That shit will get you hard. That didn't sound right. And that's how the class trial of Makuri Kusaba came to an end. I still have to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or... whatever. Regardless, the truth was lost forever. Even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Makuri's class trial. And in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Really? Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. Was that really okay, man? Oh! Wait, peace but only inside the school? What is this? You got Byakuya on the left smiling? Everyone looks older, actually. Toko is apparently Toko's dead? What? What happened? Oh. Wait. Asahina? His only mother? What? There's a lot of cooking over here. I don't know what to say, but I like Kira's mustache and goatee. I like that. I like that really good. And Asahina's a real mom. Damn, it's really weird. Peace only for us. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? This is hope? What?
No! This isn't right!
When was this ever right? Oh, we're...
Makoto,
back
why
here?
are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal
we're
for
back in
Kyoko's
here.
claim?
Damn it. That was... Holy shit. Oh, that's right, I have to. I have to explore if the Kyoko's lie or not. Ah, oh. We're back here, huh? You're not wrong. What do I do? You let it go. Let that thing go away. I made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no other way she would kill someone. There has to be some secrets here. Something that has to do with the mesmerized trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal?
Nope.
Have you decided
Nothing.
to accept her assertion as fact?
Yes.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
Who
I
knows,
mean,
man?
Byakuya had a room key, right?
Who knows?
What are you trying to imply?
But of course,
But he
I
did
have
have
an
that.
alibi. From nighttime on, I
did
was
have
with
the
you
key,
guys
though.
the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's
Wait, are
room.
we back in square one with this one?
Someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of.
The
Someone
mastermind?
could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Oh, you're putting it on me now.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wow.
Wait a second.
Okay.
You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Ah.
A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
What is this?
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
Well,
And
that's
Kyoko
true.
even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's
what?
up!
Huh?
Time's up!
Oh, time's
Class
up?
trial's all over!
Oh, he just ended it.
Everyone can stop talking now!
Damn.
What?
What's wrong?
Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so
Ah,
we had to
still
push back the
same excuse
start
on that, come
time.
on.
So then, it's time for
Wait, but
voting
what? But
time,
why?
okay?
Why you have to go
Voting
vote?
time?
Wait, vote? We going straight? Straight in? What is this? Don't put me here. Oh, I got a thing. Got a lot of points. 1,006 points. Okay, 1 medals. Yay!
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Who knows, man? Ah, shit. It's gonna be us, isn't it? It's gonna be us. We didn't have any time to rebuttal. You think? Okay, of course it's us. Makoto looks fucking angry on that thing. Maybe it's supposed to be like that? Show it as ironic? What? Think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Be ugly. Be angry. Everyone, you're wrong. You're all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills!
It's
Chills!
time for a heart-pounding,
Thrills!
particularly thrilling punishment. What? Wait, what did I do? Oh, Yoko, looking
I don't
injured.
expect you to forgive me.
Oh?
I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got!
Wait.
It's punishment time!
She doesn't have to go too hard on herself if she picked on him, or Monokuma said I was. Wait, let me read what it said. The maps of high school towers all over all the other buildings in the bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Alright. Going back here, Home Street Academy brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a very fitting name. Wait, this is the introduction of this game, right? There are two things you need to attend in this school. One, you have to be already attending high school, and two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you were scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the edge of the gates of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Oh? Why did I have a flashback? Huh? Wait, what? What? Where am I? I'll go with the head resting on top of the wooden hard desk. This is the beginning of the game! The body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zoink off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? If it wasn't any classroom I've been in before. Nah. What the heck is going on? What the heck is going on, son? Oh. We're in the bottom of a pit? Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench is invading my nostrils. That's too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in the vast dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in. Treasures piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. After what my good friend went through to save me. Alter Ego. I remember all too well what happened. Alter Ego saved us, man. It saved me. He used up the last little bit of strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. With that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for my way out of here. Oh. I'm gonna end up here. We're gonna look for a way out of here soon enough. Maybe next episode, maybe the episode after that. But anyways, that was a good class trial. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you love this episode, and don't forget to subscribe and share with other friends. I'll see you in whatever episode I make next, lads. Peace.